of this look is to look really tired and exhausted. I won't be using any foundation. If I've got any flaws in my skin, I want them to just stay there. But I'm going to be contouring a little bit, but instead of trying to slim down the face with contour, what I want to do this time is make everything look a little more gaunt. So you want to slightly over contour, and if you can, use a contour shade which is a little more on the grey shade of things than something which is closer to a darker version of your natural skin tone. With the exact same colour that I used to contour, I'm going to be going over the lids. I won't be using a primer for this, and one of the easiest ways to start out is to use the same brush that you would have used for contouring and just run that over the lids, and then go over with a smaller brush just to focus that closer to the eyelashes and then in the inner corner of the eye just underneath the start of the brows. Underneath the eyes, I'm going to be using a pinkish cream. We want to make the eyes look really tired and exhausted. I'm going to blend that out with a brush and then reapply a little more on the outer corner of my eyes where I naturally tend to get a lot more redness, especially if I'm very tired, and blend that out. Then over the lips, what you want to do is pull a bit of a fish face and try and purse your lips together as tightly as you can and go over with a concealer. It's going to make your lips look very dry and colourless, which is exactly what we want to do. And then after that, I will be using exactly the same pink shade that I used before, but I'm going to be going over the bridge of my nose. And you know when you're tired and you start crying and you tend to get a lot of redness around the eyes, around the nose, and then also mainly around the eyebrow area. So I'm going to be doing exactly that, blending it out, and then taking some black eyeshadow, and you want to make it look as if at one point you did have some slightly decent makeup and you just couldn't be bothered to get rid of it. You were just too tired to even bother looking for your makeup remover, and you just left it and it got worse and worse and worse. After that, I'm going to take some white face powder and put that on my cheeks, my chin and my forehead, and then blend that out. What you want to do is, depending on your skin tone, you want to take a powder which is going to be the palest version of yourself you've ever been. So think the middle of winter, you've been putting sun cream on for months and months and months and you haven't tanned at all. Now you want to take that shade and take it 2 or even 3 shades lighter, just to really knock all the colour out of your skin. With whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to go over the lips just to set the concealer. And then after this, I'm going to be using a bruise wheel, and I'm going to be using the blue shade, but you want to use this very, very lightly. I'm going to be using this in the inner corner of the eye, also underneath it as well, anywhere where you naturally get dark circles, and for me that's in the inner corner of my eye, not so much around the rest of my eye, but it's primarily along the edges of my nose, so I'm going to add a little bit of a blue tint to that. And next I'm going to whiten out my eyebrows, because if you get too tired, the idea is that your hair just starts to lose its colour, so I'm going to completely blank out my eyebrows and then eventually spread that colour out towards my hair as well. With whatever's left on the wand, I'm going to use that and run it through the very ends of my eyelashes, primarily on the outer corner of my eyelashes. And now for the hair, I'm going to be using a mixture of different things. I'm going to be using powder for the roots so that there's a bit of a gradient, but once I get to that streak that I want to have down the side of my head, I used a hair spray paint for this. This isn't regular white spray paint, so please don't try that. It's a specific spray paint for hair that washes out. I'm going to finish off by blending out anything I feel needs a bit more blending, add a white mesh lens, and then that's it. That's how I did the look for Exhaustion. If you've got any more suggestions for what looks I should do next in this series, I've got so many different looks I'm going to get to. I've got apathy, hope, joy, despair, so if you've got any other emotions that you want me to add to that list, feel free to leave them in the comments.